Now, I'm Margaret, and I'm 76, and I'm married to this lovely man here, and he is...
79.
How did we fall in love? You tell.
We had an unbelievable encounter. Margaret and I met over a piano.
We found out within the first 5 minutes that we both love singing. Remember that?
Yes, we did.
And I said, well, come on, let's go and have a sing. So we went up into the hall and we sang a couple of hymns together. I played the piano and we both sang, and that was fun.
What Margaret didn't tell you was that she concealed her age. She was actually 17 and was behaving like a 23-year-old. And I guess I was 21. And I guess some sort of magic chemistry took place almost instantly. I wrote lots of letters and I received a few letters in reply.
Yeah, but you actually wrote to me every single day about
That's right.
one page. We were very instantly attracted to each other, and we believe that God guided us to each other during
Yes,
that time.
it did.
What's your favourite thing about me? Oh, that's a question.
There are lots of things that I like about my wife. I mean, we've been married for, 50-something or other years?
55.
55 years.
55.
Her capacity to make friendships with people almost randomly. I do admire that about my wife.
Oh, thank you, darling. I have loved and admired and treasured about Alex is his wisdom and his patience, his strong commitment to Christian values and the things that God's people do, around the world. So what do you reckon are the best secrets about a good marriage?
Oh. Being open with one another is very important. Being able to decide when is the time to speak and when's the time not to speak.
Oops.
No.
The other thing about a good marriage is that we share not every interest that is the same, but some. And so we have a passion for being Christians, being with God's people, and a great enjoyment in music. And we've done a number of musical shows together, both singing lead parts on stage. We've enjoyed that. What sort of things do you reckon we worry about as we get older?
Oh.
What do you worry about?
I don't worry about much, actually.
No, you don't.
I'm not a great worrier.
We're quite confident. We're not worried about the future in any way. We know that we will be well cared for.
Our faith.
Yeah.
All things work together for good for those who love God. And our experience has been that.
Absolutely.
So,
and as we get older, some of our friends struggle in life. Some of our friends have died of cancer. I've sat and held the hand of friends who've died. Some of them died in pain, some of them not wanting to die, and it's always hard to watch someone that you love die. I sat with my parents as they died a day apart, and for me that was a wonderful experience to be with them. Both had pneumonia in their mid-90s. And we sat with Dad, and we didn't know how long it would be. He was in and out of consciousness. That's my experience of being with people who are dying. And am I afraid myself? Well, I'm not afraid, but I don't know the whole story. I will be in God's hands. The most remarkable thing I've ever experienced. Yay. What's the most remarkable thing you've ever experienced, darling?
Becoming captain of my high school.
Okay.
And
All right.
I was just a kid from the country village. I think our meeting was a remarkable
It was.
thing.
The most remarkable thing was becoming a mother,
Yeah,
of birthing a child.
That'll be high on your list.
It was a hard birth, and as I recovered from the thing called labour, which was true labour for me, 24 hours of it. After she was born, the doctor needed to resuscitate her. We didn't know if she was going to have brain damage. I looked at this little child that looked so like her daddy. And I thought, how wonderful. This is amazing that God has let us share in creation. That's how I saw motherhood. So that was a good thing in our lives.
Yes.
But what about a couple of hard things?
Yes. Well, I'll let you talk about
Oh, okay.
that one.
So the hardest situation I've experienced is the next generation of this beautiful first daughter that we had, and her first baby died at birth. And that was an awful experience. We drove in the car from Sydney to Melbourne as the birth, during that day the baby was being born. And when we arrived at the hospital, one of the saddest things I've ever seen was my son-in-law holding his little dead girl in his arms and just looking at it, and that was really hard. I helped our elder daughter bath her little baby and dress her in a lovely little dress, and then I baptised her. A few days later we stood around as a family unit to remember her life in a little burial ceremony, but that was hard. You know, being reflective, did you ever think about why we're here and what we're doing?
Well, I think a lot of people suffer from this problem of deciding that they don't signify anything, they don't mean anything. And although there are, 7.5 billion people in the world, and I don't know how many billions there have been since human beings first walked on the earth, but billions of them, no two of them have ever been the same.
I know.
Each one is completely unique. And I think that is a lesson to us that we are not insignificant. We do have a unique role in the universe. One of the messages of the Christian gospel is that we are worth something.
Yeah.
God has taken positive action to demonstrate that he wants us in his kingdom. The more you meet up with examples of where something you've said or some little thing that you've done has had an impact on some other person's life, which you mightn't even know about.
Yeah, I guess.
I think we are worthwhile.
I had a little story that was related to me from our son's family. They were coming home from the snow and the car was failing, and when I rang them about 8 o'clock at night, I said, okay, I will pray for you and I'll pray that you get safely home. So their son then, who was about 10, he said, that's good, I knew Grandma would pray for us because she's addicted to Jesus. I love that. I think that's good. So I suppose as we reflect and read our Bibles, which we do every day, over the years I've always found it very easy to pray, and I think that's because it's my friend that I'm talking to. Jesus, who loves me so much that someone who's your friend you can talk to and really say anything, and even say, I don't know what's happening round about me, why don't you do something about it? And I take Mrs. Bennett's words out of Pride and Prejudice, use every opportunity, so step out in faith. I always knew that Jesus loved me because I grew up in a Christian home, but in my more mature years I just think of the amazing thing that the mighty creator of the whole universe should show himself to humankind in Jesus. And even though we have wandered away from God and done our own thing, he'll forgive us. And so for me, the most amazing thing about Jesus is firstly his love for me individually. He knows me by name, but also that he has taken the punishment for my ignoring of God and my not responding, to his love and care for me. So for me, that's the most amazing thing about Jesus. So we can continue to walk and trust in him, even though we're not perfect yet. Some more perfect than others.
Yes, maybe.